We hear it often, twin flames. Is it real or is it not? Is it true that for each person there is one other being, either physical or not physical, that is perfectly attuned for partnership and cosmic relationship? So let's go on this exploration journey together. I definitely would like to see your thoughts, so please leave them in a comment section. So I know from my readings, and I do karma readings and I do past life readings, that I have seen certain things. But believe it or not, I'm an extremely pragmatic person, and even with tarot, it took me basically decades to decide that, okay, I cannot get to the bottom of why tarot works, but it does, and hence I ran with it. So for many in the Lightworker, Starseed, this New Age community, there is a desire to continue on a path of purposeful, conscious soul evolution. That's not a new idea, it's not a novel idea. It's the same basic thought that was expressed by Jesus when he spoke of the kingdom of heaven, a place of thought and feeling originating within each person rather than physical location. It was also mentioned by Buddha when he spoke of a state of enlightenment. So over the course of physical incarnations, we have various lifetimes experienced by soul or group, and it's varying in length, in location, experience, and we are accumulating and synthesizing events and emotions and that energy and thought patterns in order to evolve a soul. And this can be also evolution of our thought. So how is this fitting with this twin flame theory? Okay. If you just do a simple internet search on twin flames, you are likely to find a plethora of information in articles and videos that is kind of highly romantic and actually very heartbreaking. If you really want to cry, this is kind of like a really good way to go. And it's kind of like singing the praises, sometimes really literally, of the experience of deep connected and only one out there for me romantic love. To me, that really scares me. Really? Why would only be one person? But let's go back to soulmate. We kind of like had this idea of soulmates for a long time, which kind of like was one person somewhere on the globe, often was conveniently in the same country, or at least speaking the same language, and it was like meant to be romantic love with another. The concept of soulmates, now twin flames, is usually accompanied by a bittersweet feeling of intense longing and a sort of pleading with the universe. Please bring my twin flame to me. So, where do I stand? I have to tell you that being pragmatic, I really rely a lot on my readings, and in each and every time I actually ask people for feedback. I kind of like take it a stage further than just delivering a reading and that's it. I have seen in readings that certain clues would be telling me, hey, you know, this person is suffering after this person, but wait a minute, they are the same soul. And definitely that could happen. I did actually see the split happening. I have never seen the merge happening. I think the merge and the point, if the split happens, is because you cannot contain that much information within yourself anymore. You just can't finish it. So hence, why not to have two containers and go with that? That kind of like makes more sense to me. I also have to tell you, because I do these karmic readings and the Akashic records, of course, some people can hypnotize you and they will sort of like stimulate your inner mind, but I can just like do that with simple concentration and different kind of like card combination. I can kind of like squeeze out the messages. So what is Akashic record? Believe it or not, we write this life for us. We kind of like learn let's say this is the life 0. This is the very first one, that egg, cosmic egg 0, that we are living right now. So we are that fool in tarot. We are just like looking everywhere, and everything is so exciting. Just like if we were just a little child and we are just growing and learning. Now, we would kind of like really not have a goal in this life. So as souls, we actually write ourselves a homework, a path, a goalpost that we really want to reach. So even though we came to this world as God created us, radiating pure love and joy, innocence, and the world, however, that we are born into is a world of illusion, and it is made up of the projected feelings and thoughts of others. It's basically matrix. You have heard that many people are approaching from different sides. So to me, twin flames could mean that you're just simply not in the same matrix. And even though maybe there is a fit, like a puzzle, one to each other, the matrix is really hard to put it together. I have seen it, I have to tell you, and we actually write these lessons for ourselves. We do know that just like doing it ourselves is very, very difficult. So sometimes we give these promises. Hey, I'll meet you in the next life, or I will love you forever. Whether or not you're aware of that, you just made a promise that is going to carry throughout lifetimes. And you're literally writing somebody in. And something like this has happened. Many of us have been living through many, many lives. And right now we are experiencing this present conditioning where we are doing lots of shedding, lots of breaking through that matrix. This is the concept of a new earth that Eckhart Tolle was talking about, right? So that's the concept of me hearing, oh, you know, I have been having this bad karma, trust me. You have written in it, and you have also written people you want to come here to be with you, to help you. So for example, if you did jump on the wrong train and you're not going in the direction of fulfilling your homework and your karma in this life, that person is going to help you. Usually that person is that what some people call twin flame. I call it karmic connection, karmic soulmate. And the reason why I'm calling it karmic soulmate is that union does happen. And very much like theory of twin flames is talking about, it could be painful, because imagine you're on one train and somebody literally kicks you out. It could be kind of like ouch. So let's go back to that world of illusion, right? The world of illusion, and sort of like everything we are looking is some kind of like video game. Because you remember the holodecks from Star Trek or whatever it was called. So through our earliest experience of human interaction, we actually learned that we must behave a certain way or meet certain conditions in order to receive love and affection. So this actually plants a deeply seated fear in us that somehow simply being our authentic self is not enough, and we live our life from behind masks to suit every person and situation. That's how actually personality word started. That's what means mask. So eventually we kind of like start mistaking this projected reality for our own and forget that underneath our human exterior we are an eternal soul, perfectly reflecting the love and light of the spirit, creator, God, whatever is your belief system. Now, regardless of the depth of our spiritual amnesia, our illusion of reality shatters in an instant when life presents us with the most powerful mirror, our twin flame. So God or spirit or Akashic records send us this perfect mirror to help us remember our exquisite and divine nature and to become the person that we were intended to be and to get back on the right track. So while all relationships reflect back to us certain aspects of who we are and the beliefs we hold about ourselves, or our twin offers us a full look at us down to our deepest core. We literally get stripped naked. Our soul is completely bare. You know, Rumi once wrote, "You can't see yourself without a mirror. Look at the beloved. He is the brightest mirror." So meeting our twin flame is like seeing ourselves in a full-length mirror for the first time. So since our twin flame at the level of the soul is actually the same as us, we kind of like recognize ourselves in their eyes. So what we in fact recognize is something we have, often unconsciously, that we have been looking for, and hence we find the reflection of pure light of our own soul. If you ever wonder where that light comes from, here. So as the two complementary parts of one's soul, both carrying either the masculine or feminine polarity, the twins face the challenge of awakening these internal energies and then bringing them into balance and harmony. So to simplify this in simple terms, the twins do this by acting as sort of like cosmic mirrors for each other. So their powerful reflection shines the light of truth on everything that both twins need to address and balance before they can fully vibrate at the frequency of that divine harmony and divine love. So it actually depends quite a bit on where each twin is in terms of spiritual, emotional maturity. And the mirror can be our greatest ally, or the very thing that makes us want to give up. So either way, the mirror brings disruption and acts as a catalyst between the twin flames. So how do we go from mirrored lives to mirrored souls? So when we first meet our twin flame, we are amazed and delighted by the parallel life paths. It's kind of like mirrored experiences, shared interests, values, and dreams. We quickly grasp that the sheer volume of synchronicities and similarities are not down to mere chance or coincidence, but there is some kind of divine hand at play. So this certainly was kind of like my experience. So, you know, for our first date, the man I would later come to know as my twin flame insisted to take me out to a cafe he loved. In a city that had like 7,000 cafes, he took me to my favorite cafe. So we have grown on different continents in different cultural and religious surroundings. Yet we spent the entire evening completing each other's sentences, speaking the same words at the same time, and discovering so many parallels and synchronicities between our two seemingly different lives. But the thing that struck me the most was that I looked into his eyes and I kept seeing myself, as if I was looking into a bright mirror. He must have been feeling the same, since long before this magical night ended, he turned to me with his eyes shining and said, "Kat, you are the mirror image of me." Well, the mirror lives help spark wonder and curiosity for the twin couple, and the feelings of awe and affinity can certainly create a strong bond between us. Eventually, the magic of the connection drives both twins to search for the answers and meaning within, which is where they discover their energetic mirroring at a deep soul level. So at this level, it is impossible to tell the twins apart, or to know where one ends and the other one starts. So you see, this is where that intermingling starts. It's kind of like, think of it as electrical cables. One of them is thicker, one of them is thinner, but they're like intermingling. Lots of sparks all over the place, but they can actually burn each other out. So depending on how the connection is created, right? So through that mirrored energies and lives, the twins embark on the path of learning what it is to really love another person unconditionally. What it is to kind of like love thy neighbor like yourself. That love is so powerful, so potent, that eventually the twins realize there's nothing they can even lessen their love or change how they feel about each other. In fact, their love for each other grows and grows until it can no longer be contained. And that's when it splits. So in fact, when the twin couple discover the reflection of their own soul in another, then this is basically the point that they were supposed to learn. That was that karmic acknowledgement. Hey, I have been there for you. So within days of meeting my twin, as I was gazing into his soul, I experience spirit looking out through my eyes at my twin, and the pure, sublime, and infinite love that I, as some kind of universal consciousness, was channeled through me, and I felt from my twin, and it was too much to bear. And as the mirror of my twin's soul reflected that spirit consciousness back to me, it kind of like really felt like God was looking directly at me and asking me, what will you do? There was no more to go to a therapist. There is no more to go to a friend. You really had to kind of like put your act together. So it's kind of like really strange, because keep in mind that I was raised an atheist, and up to that moment I was like beyond skeptical, very scientific, and then like the spirituality was like must for me. I literally seen the different energy just streaming through me. Not to mention that I started seeing aura colors just like that on a snap of the fingers in that moment. So is that heaven or hell? Well, you decide. Meeting our twin flame can be an equally sublime but also terrifying experience. A lot of it kind of comes down to what we see when we look in the mirror, since being with our twin flame is very much like standing in front of one 24/7. So just like the love, our negative aspects are magnified, and keeping anything hidden or unexplored is simply kind of like not an option. Everything comes out. So small little kind of like dinky dirt, it becomes really big charcoal-like rock. So therefore, if you are feeling unworthy, lacking in self-love and self-esteem, or if you're refusing to face certain issues in your life, then your twin will reflect in unforgiving detail all that you have yet to deal with. So the mirroring may make you feel like your twin is purposely doing something to you, poking you. However, in reality, they're actually offering you a chance to let go. They're putting you in the right train. So they're saying, look, let go of the old patterns, beliefs, fears, and templates, and shine your bright light on the very obstacles that stand in your way. So if you're feeling aggravated, saddened, or in despair because of something your twin has or has not said or done, that is like definitely invitation to look within. That's not something that is happening to you. You have written it. It is not about your twin at all. It is about you and the internal work which awaits you. So for both twins, the aim is to get to a place of fully loving and accepting themselves and others. The truth is that it is only once the twins embody unconditional love to the fullest and are able to meet whatever arises with acceptance, compassion, and love. So we can actually fulfill that eternal promise to each other. As far as reunite, yes, there is like something to aim to reunite. But then, this is not lived happily ever after. This simply means, hey, I showed up. Yes, I did say I'm going to come back to you in the past life, and I have showed up, and here I am. Our soul contract have finished. We have accomplished what we wanted. And it kind of like leaves us in a kind of like weirded out state of mind, because it can cause physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual distress. My twin and I simply really brought the worst out of each other, and it was shocking for me that I have it in me, and he later declared the same. And I have to say that it was eye-opening, and it was basically an exercise for me of making peace with the mirror, because ultimately we are who we are. We cannot change what our soul knows. If you're one of those twin flames who tread on eggshells trying not to show feeling or emotion for fear of triggering your twin flame into running, you must realize that you will always be a reflection of them, no matter what you do. Not only this, but they can feel you energetically. If you're scared of losing them, they will feel your fear and doubts and reflect them back at you. It doesn't matter how far backwards you're willing to bend to stay in your twin flame's life. You're the light which reveals their deepest shadows and brings out their scariest demons. The mirror will always throw a shadow on how they perceive you. Even if you're happy to be quote-unquote just friends, your twin will run away from you convinced that you expect them to be something they possibly can't be. It's kind of like, hey, it's not enough. I said I'm here. I was here for you. So once when you realize that you cannot change who you are, and when you're focused on absorbing the lesson that you had to learn by twin entering your life, and when you learn to love yourself fully, I have to underline that, you can stop paying so much attention to your twin flame or how she behaves, and you will regain your freedom, your balance, and happiness. And in the process, you're going to help them too. So what do we do? Let the light shine through. Often we look into the mirror that is our twin flame and forget the image that is mirror that is us. Our twin flame is us. We are one. Just like your twin is not doing anything to you, the mirror is not there only to remind you of all your shortcomings. It's there to help you. It's a two-way mirror and thus works both ways. So if you show love and compassion, your twin will show love and compassion. If you do your internal work, rest assured that your twin will be doing it too. If you surrender, so will your twin. So the best thing, therefore, is to always love your twin unconditionally and the way you would want to be loved. So what you need to understand is this. Your twin already loves you perfectly, but will only reflect back to you as much as the pure love as your heart is able to hold at any given moment. Thus, the love is already there, and all is needed for you to remove all the obstacles, all the gunk, which blocks it from shining through. Over time, that mirror effect will start to reflect this love back to us, and you will begin to see yourself as your twin sees you. In my case, it took me years, but I finally found the beauty and radiance within me that possibly he saw all along. And guys, reclaim your destiny. Twin flame relationships are healing relationships. We need to find our old soul. We need to bring it higher than we were. And this is like somebody who knocked on our door. It's like, please show up, reclaim your destiny. It is through our love for our twin flame that we reclaim our innocence and true nature. So ultimately, our twin flame offers us much more than just a change of the relationship. They offer us the opportunity to be all that Spirit intended us to be, while kind of fulfilling that mandate giving to them that you have to show in my life this and this time. So therefore, my dear friend, do not worry about what your twin is or not doing. He or she is only you, your mirror, always there parallel on the other side. So love your twin without reason, without pride, without boundaries and conditions, without fear of abandonment or of looking like a fool no matter what the mirror shows. Remain focused on the love which nourishes your soul and surrender your need to control to Spirit, to God. Fully trusting that as you do, not only will your perception of what is in the mirror change, but your twin will change too. Your twin is your reflection, and if you change, so will they. Keep at it, and you will see the mirror change right in front of your eyes. So with this, guys, I'm going to start a series that will be healing series. We all wonder, what is going on? What is the flame? Is it still existing? What I need to learn? So stay tuned. This is coming very, very soon. And if you really need something deeper, such as coaching about twin flame, you can contact me about that as well. So until the next time, guys, if you're still here with me, I please ask you to hit the subscribe button so that way you can be notified of the future recordings. Thank you so much, guys. And let's not forget that I really think that all of you have different experiences with twin flame, but they all boil down to who you are. Please leave me a comment. Let's discuss. I would love to hear what you have to say. Love you guys. Hey, you're still here? Click that subscribe button and hope to see you again. Love you.